Welcome everybody to Hearts with Nate Frazier and Bill Amadeo here on the fourth Friday of August. Everyone know that we get together every fourth Friday of the month and we talk about fighting justice in the courtroom. We know there's a lot going on out here all over the country, not just here in Washington.
How are you holding up with everything? It's got to be a crazy time being a black man in America right
Oh
now.
my God, it is.
Jesus.
You know, I had a couple of conversations at work today, and I was telling this lady, you know, she was, oh, I don't agree with this, I don't agree with that. I told her, you've never been in my shoes.
Right.
You would never be in my shoes. You would never understand what we go through every day as a black man living in America. And she said, well, you know, I just, you know, feel like that guy had a knife and, you know, this and that. I'm like...
Jacob Blake had a knife?
Yeah.
With his back turned to the cops?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we just...
Jesus.
We have a lot to talk about. And before we get to talking about Jacob Blake, who was shot in the back 7 times, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors real quick. Nick Ramil, who is running for the 22nd Circuit Court Judge of Washtenaw County and Ann Arbor. Also, Tracy Vandenberg, who is also running for the 22nd Circuit Court Judge of Washtenaw County. Remember, October the 3rd, we will be having a debate with Nick Ramil and Tracy Vandenberg. Don't forget about Elaine Washington. Vote November the 3rd for Elaine Washington, 14B, District Court, Ypsilanti Township. So we thank you all for being sponsors here at Heart to Heart. Well, I want to open up with attorney Bill Amadeo. A lot to talk about today. So Bill, I'm going to give you the floor right now as we open up with Jacob Blake, who was shot 7 times in Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's amazing. If you watch the video, you know, and people are saying, we don't know what happened. I've heard a lot of Trump supporters say, oh, well, you don't know the whole story. Here's what we do know. A black man whose back is turned and is shot 7 times in front of family members.
Kids, wasn't it?
And now, yeah, children. And then he's handcuffed in his hospital bed because they're trying to press charges on him.
Wait a minute. You telling me that this man was shot 7 times in the back and also handcuffed in the hospital?
They just released an article an hour ago that said his handcuffs have just been taken off. How much of a threat could Jacob Blake, who shot 7 times in the back, be that they're handcuffing this man? We got a problem in our country right now, you know, and I have a lot of friends that are on the other side of the political half circle, and I respect them, but I keep hearing people say, oh, well, you don't know what his record was. Here's what we do know for sure. We got a man whose back is turned with his family, and he's shot 7 times in the back.
Right.
That's enough for me to be upset.
Exactly. Well, and my question to you as an attorney, what does his criminal past have to do with what happened? Being shot 7 times in the back, and then they just released him out of his handcuffs an hour ago. Yeah. What does his criminal background have to do with that situation?
Well, here's what we're dealing with. We're seeing a lot of people that are defending bad police officers try to throw up someone's history. I mean, George Floyd, how many things have we heard about Mr. Floyd lately?
Correct.
How many things have we heard about Stanley Garcias? He was the black man who went to a Walmart to buy his child a bicycle and was arrested for disorderly conduct after he paid for the bicycle. And they say, oh, well, he had a misdemeanor in the past or something. What the hell does that have to do with the abuse that was bestowed upon this guy?
Exactly.
I don't know. I didn't do a lean check on Jacob Blake at this point, but I know what I saw on TV.
Yes.
Sounds a little excessive. He didn't have a weapon towards the police.
Correct.
He wasn't charging at the police. His back was turned going into a vehicle.
Exactly.
So what threat, what imminent danger did the police have to shoot Mr. Blake in the back 7 times? I'm still trying to figure out the Shatina Grady matter. I don't know what the officer who's still getting paid, by the way.
Exactly.
On leave.
And now the officer, it was two that shot him, correct?
Yes.
I guarantee you, they don't pay leave, correct?
Absolutely. Standard. Arguments I've had.
Is that the standard formality?
That's
that they all
pretty
go on?
much when there's an officer that gets accused of something, they automatically give him a paid vacation. You know, that's where, in Shatina's case, the world saw that, which is how this whole thing started in Washington.
Exactly.
That officer's still on paid leave. He's still on paid leave, and nobody's revealing who he is. Well, Mr. Clayton and the rest watching, you're going to know who he is real soon when we file our civil suit. Because,
Exactly. So you will be filing a civil lawsuit against the Washington County?
yes,
Washington County.
Washington County.
All right.
And just to update, I think a lot of people know,
Yes.
all the Wayne County issues have either been dismissed or resolved.
Okay.
Not one member of the family did 1 day in jail.
Excellent.
No probation for Shatina. Dan paid a fine for a bad plate when they wanted to put him in jail. And by the way, keep forgetting about Dan Grady out. Why was Dan tased?
Exactly.
Because he's going to be part of the lawsuit too.
Yeah. And nobody talks about
No, this family needs justice.
it. Yeah, it does. Why is it taking so long? The attorney, this has been back since what? This happened in, was it
May 26th.
May 26th. Why is this taking so long? This is going into September, so this is going on, what, 6 months?
We're coming up on
7 months.
May to September, so I mean, say 5 months.
Okay,
in
5
fairness
months.
to them,
Okay.
4 or 5 months they've been kicking this thing around.
Now, can this go on for a year? Can it go on for 2 years before they make a decision?
One of the things that they're doing, in my opinion, and I believe Brian Mackey's playing a role in this, even though he furthered it, is they're trying to kick this thing down as far as they can because they don't think we'll file a civil suit while a criminal matter is pending. Here's the trick. They're trying to milk the statute of limitations on the civil litigation and saying we're investigating. There's been ridiculous CSC allegations in Washington for 8 years they've been investigating and they haven't come to a decision. And it's a common plea by a crooked prosecutor's office to try to buy time to protect themselves from civil litigation.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now, and for the world watching, we're filing a civil suit.
Okay.
And if you decide to press charges on this family in Washington, God help you.
Okay.
Who should he press charges? How about the officer that beat the hell out of her?
Thank you.
Or the one that tased Dan?
Right. Right.
Am I hearing anything about that?
Right. And you know, I have to talk about this, but I have to go back. I remember when I did Bridging the Gap between law enforcement and the community, the police officers, they were there. We talked about the blue code, okay? Which they said they never, oh, no, we don't have this blue code. And what's that? And, oh, no, if I see an officer doing such and such, I'm going to, report it. This is my thing, and this is what really changed my whole attitude, is the one hearing that Clayton did. When he did that conference, when he got on there, and I'm looking and I'm watching and I'm paying attention, and he showed no remorse for that family. All he talked about was this big, gigantic, burly white man that was hitting this maybe 5'2", 5'3", petite black girl in the back of her head, pounding her like he was pounding a man in the head. In unarmed woman, and the sheriff of Washington County. I mean, it is what it is. Facts are facts. Real is real. Real talk, real people, real issues. This is real. That interview that he did to explain that, I say it again, and whoever watching, he should have not even opened up his mouth and said nothing. Because he showed the community and he showed the people where he really stand when he did that. Because he showed absolutely no remorse and he fought. So you can't tell me ain't no blue code, because he fought for that officer in that interview.
He's still fighting for him. He's issuing his paychecks. You know?
True.
Let's just be real. I mean,
that's true too.
I came into work at 6 a.m. today. I didn't get paid for staying at home.
Right.
And this guy's probably getting ready for his fantasy football league, chilling out, and beat the hell out of Shatina, getting his government check coming in.
Exactly.
That's not justice.
No, and it's not. And when you look at a lot of these police officers, just like, do you think they feel like they have a right to do what they do? Like they really have a right to do this? You know, because what I'm seeing, Bill, is like they feel like they have a right. They just have a right to do what they do.
You know, it's funny. Somebody said this to me the other day. We were having a deep conversation, and you know, I feel bad for the good police officers out there because there are some good ones.
Yeah.
But you remember one thing: officers do not issue charges; prosecutors do. So when you have a prosecutor, and we'll talk about a couple later, who are empowering bad police to do it, it's a team effort here. You know, and that's why I hope Eli Savage, who I have a lot of respect for. I know Amadeo on his mental health court team, and he's somebody who was out there marching.
Yep.
He's somebody, I'm going to sit down with Eli and go over 5 ridiculous cases I have right now.
Okay.
And just lay the facts out. Because what we want in a prosecutor, I don't want anybody getting hooked up here. I want you to objectively look at the facts.
There you go.
And when you look at the facts,
exactly.
If somebody's truly a threat to the community and committed a crime, you do what you got to do.
Right.
But you don't do it without evidence.
That's
you
right.
don't not look at someone's mental health history.
Yes.
And there's a few things going on right now.
Yes.
And it's funny. There's one police officer, I'll mention his name, from the University of Michigan, who likes to try to attack me and stalk me on Facebook. And I said to him last night, it means that a warrant was requested. And if the prosecutor is just going to rubber stamp those warrants, we're going to allow tragedies like Jacob Blake, like George Floyd, like Shatina Grady to continue to happen. Right. We need somebody in that office. I believe Eli is going to be the one to do it.
That's why I feel like they fought against him. Yeah. If you look at it, let's look at it, Bill. No police officer, not one, wanted Eli in office. No prosecutor, nobody in the prosecutor's office, the police union, no police officer. I'm talking about from Pittsville to the sheriff to the city of Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti. Nobody wanted Eli Savage to be the next prosecutor because for years they've been used to the system. They all work together. They all come together and work deals out with this and that. And so this guy, which is a young guy, as they all talked about, no experience, none whatsoever. But this is a young guy that's going to come in and interrupt the system. That's what they dread most. And I've heard from reliable sources that Clayton was mad about it, him become the next prosecutor. Very upset about it.
And I will say, my connection to Eli Savage came because of you. It came because of Trisha Duckworth.
Right.
And I want to, more important is, much I respect both of you, seeing him out there at those protests.
Yes.
That was impressive.
Yes.
You know, and he was somebody, you know what? I don't give a damn. I'm going to do what I think is right.
That's right.
That took courage.
Oh yeah.
A lot of admiration there, Chris.
Oh yeah.
When I'm doing it, I'm a defense lawyer, which, by the way, I caught a lot of heat for it. We all know about that.
Yeah.
Okay, heat and
That's
death
what I
threats.
just, you thought some of them were your best friends.
I wouldn't
you grew
say
up with.
people I thought were friends,
Yeah,
right?
thought,
You know? Because this whole issue has divided.
Why you know, like, why you, Bill, of all people?
Yeah.
Why you care about the black people? Why you helping them black people? You know how they are. They criminals. They always into something. They do this. They do that. They kill each other. And Bill, why would you put yourself in that type of situation? I mean, it is what it is, Bill. You're better than that.
You know what's funny? There's no question that the black population is getting compromised in the court system. There's no doubt. We talk about the stats all the time. 13.8% of Washington County is black, and over 70% of criminal defendants in Washington County are black. How do those two numbers come together? You know, and we look at the Brian Mackey regime, and we say, okay, hey Brian, how many times did you allow rogue ABAs to just issue charges? And you know, it's not just the black race either. Blacks are getting screwed over, but what about all poor people? If you're poor in the system,
you're right.
You got a problem here.
Yep.
You know, because the white kid from Ipsy that has to get a court-appointed lawyer, he may not get as bad of a deal as the black information, but he's also in an uphill battle because of his socioeconomic status, and that's a tragedy.
Yes, it is.
You know,
And that's what I like about Eli. Those are the types of things that I just know in my heart this man is going to do everything to the best of his ability to do what he said he's going to do.
Yeah.
Now, we have to be honest here. We have to look at facts. The voters of Washington County understood that there needed to be a change
No question.
at the prosecutor's office. They understood that. And the reason why it shows that they understood, because if everybody were the majority were about experience, Eli wouldn't be there.
No.
He wouldn't be there because he has absolutely none whatsoever. But he's the type of guy that's smart. He's the type of guy that can learn on the job, and he can get the job done. And he made it very plain on Heart to Hearts. If they don't want to line up with the vision, then they need to find another job.
Right. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people over that office that are not going to want to line up with that vision. And they may need to.
Right.
And, you know, there's prosecutors I have great relationships with.
Okay.
Even if I disagree with them,
Yeah.
there's ones where I say, you know what, we're on different sides of the V, but I can respect you.
Gotcha.
I can respect an Andrew Shoulders. I can respect a Yasmin Wint. You know, I can respect an Amy Reiser, even though I don't agree with them all the time. There's some, we'll talk about later, I cannot respect. And there's some that Brian Mackey has created monsters over there. And those people, they either have to change their philosophy on life or find a new craft, in my opinion.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Because what Eli Savage stands for is sure as hell what not Brian Mackey stands for.
Exactly.
Let's be clear on
Totally
that.
opposite. And he made that clear.
Yeah.
You know, he definitely made that clear out there. But let's go back to Wisconsin real quick.
Sure.
This is getting to the point where I feel, and I wrote a post about it. It seemed like police officers is nothing to them. It seemed like they'll shoot a black man, kill a black man. At the end of the day, they going home to their family, they going out to dinner like nothing ever happened. Now, what I don't understand, Bill, is they do it so easy that it's like they know that there's not going to be no repercussions.
You know
it's like they know it.
You know what's horrifying right now? We look at George Floyd and we look at Mr. Blake. Look at Jacob Blake. How? Let's just talk. Forget about your morality or your political lines right now. How is it that you're still doing this crap with what's going on in the country on camera?
Yes.
What haven't we seen? You know, it's...
Don't stop them.
Oh my God.
It doesn't stop them.
Yeah, and when I hear...
They got worse on camera.
And how many times do we see an officer shut off their body cam, or we see police officers that don't have body cam? The body cam was put in to supposedly protect the officer, but really, a good criminal defense lawyer will say, you know what? I want to see all the evidence. And the fact that some of these things are going viral. Yeah, remember one thing about Shatina's case. When Shatina and Dan were brutalized, if it wasn't for a third party filming across the street,
wouldn't be here.
it would have been two black people getting charged with trumped up R&Os in Washtenaw County. See you later.
Yeah.
You know, and I will say,
You are so right.
and I was ignorant to it until somebody sent me that video. I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
I told you. 86 Washtenaw criminal defendants I've had in 3 years, and not one has done 1 day in prison. But not one was black.
Wow. But no, okay.
Now, when I go to Detroit
Okay.
and stuff, I have a lot of black clients, but in Washtenaw County, it has been upper middle class or wealthy white people who, hey, my son caught a charge.
Okay.
I'm going to do Amadeo, protect him.
Right.
And I just thought that was, you know, business. I talked to Robin Stevens the other day. You know Robin at all?
Yes, I do.
Love Robin.
Yes.
Robin should be a district court judge.
Yes.
Robin and Arain are two of the most brilliant legal minds I know. And I really pulling for Arain to pull this off.
Yes.
And I told you, I didn't run because Arain was running, because Arain's so qualified.
Yes.
But Robbie and I were talking. Now, Robbie worked in the public defender's office for years. And she just educated me, because she's doing some work with our firm right now. She goes, you know, you didn't know, Bill, because you're a retained lawyer.
Right.
So somebody gives you money, you come in. She goes, you didn't see what we saw for years. And now it's like, whoa. You're right. I didn't see it yet.
Right. Right.
I always thought Washington was the greatest place in the world to practice. I would tell friends when they hear my results in Washington, "You're killing it, B. You're killing it." And yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. But what I didn't know is what's behind curtain number 2.
Right.
And some of these new cases we're going to talk about are young black men getting compromised in the system by rogue prosecutors, by prosecutors who don't give a damn about the facts. You're prosecuting people without evidence.
You just want to get it.
You know,
and that's what it's like. The guy, the one in Ipsy, I guess the gun accidentally went on.
Ramonte Word.
Him.
Yeah.
What's going on with him?
Okay. So Ramonte Word, we have a preliminary examination October 27th.
Okay.
And I did say to some people, I'm going to put some names out there today.
Okay.
The prosecutor on this case is John Vella. And in my opinion, John Vella is a piece of garbage.
Okay.
You can quote me on that.
Okay.
John Vella has been compromising people for years, and he was Brian Mackey's little lapdog. He won't give height to the young people, he overcharges people, and he wants to charge Ramonte with assault with intent to commit murder. Right now, Ramonte, who was defending himself, is HIDTA eligible for felonious assault. And even the officer at the arraignment said, this is felonious assault at the most. And John Vella goes, I want to charge him with this attempted murder. I have been in a war of words with John Vella. And the previous lawyer, actually, we did a group email today. He told the previous lawyer, and she's ready to testify, that John Vella said if Ramonte took a polygraph to prove that he did not have intent, he would consider not upping the charges. Here's the thing, Nate. A polygraph does not prove intent. So what Vella wants to do is get this poor black kid from Ipsy in a police interview for 4 hours without me being allowed to be there to try to force a confession out of him. That is John Vella.
Okay.
John Vella is a piece of garbage.
Okay.
And you could quote me on that.
Gotcha.
He has been on a reign of terror. And John Vella is trying to destroy the life of Ramonte Word. And when we go to trial, if we get that part of Ramonte Word, I hope everybody in Ipsy is sitting there, stadium seating, because Ramonte does not deserve to be going through this.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
He was not the initial aggressor. He was getting the hell kicked out of him.
Right. His
gun discharged, trying to defend himself in his own driveway, in his own home. And John Vella says, you know what? I want to hit this kid with attempted murder. I want to destroy this young black man. Wow. Are you kidding me, dude?
That's crazy. And this is the guy at the Washington County Courthouse.
This is John.
Prosecutor's office.
Prosecutor.
Prosecutor
John
just
Vella.
okay. So he out for the kill. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah. John Vella's never been an innocent person. Whoever, if an officer issues something, John Vella charges it. And what I've said to people is
without facts.
I've been there with him without facts. And you know, and it's funny with
Stay
Vella.
away from what's his name?
John Vella.
Stay away from John Vella.
Actually, we should not be staying away from John Vella. We should be legally going after John Vella.
I'm talking about the people that they're committing. You don't want him charging you, is what I'm saying.
It's unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Look, Brian, I said to Vella, he didn't respond to this. I said, would you be upping the charges if Ramonte Word was a white kid from Dexter? I'm just curious.
Didn't respond.
No response.
Mm-hmm. Of course he would.
No.
Of course he.
Just,
Chelsea or Dexter, Celine wouldn't even be like this.
If John.
Now, I'm going to cut you off, but didn't the guy that accidentally got shot come to court and say he didn't even want to press charges?
He hasn't been heard from at this point.
Oh, he
There's
has not been
rumor
heard
about
from.
that. Yeah.
Okay, so that's just a rumor.
And as far as he goes, I don't know.
He's not pushing the.
To my knowledge, he's not.
Okay.
To my knowledge, Vella is trying to push him to get him on board to charge. But I will tell you, to the young man that was shot, I'm sorry it happened, but there's a lot of facts about this case which is not going to make anybody's life easy. I won't get into that right now, but I'm going to tell you this.
Right.
Do you really want to be the one to side with John Vella during a time of racial unrest when this was an accident?
Right.
Because that's what we're looking at right now.
Yes.
You know, I'm stunned. And I said to Brian Mackey, are you looking at the facts here? No response. Nope.
So they haven't even been responding to that case.
No.
At all. Now, what's going on, and I can say his name, Devon Bauer.
Devon Bauer.
And everybody, that's my nephew. What's going on with Devon?
Well, Lou Danner, the prosecutor on that one, got him the $100,000 cash bond. You know, and the court-appointed lawyer was not prepared for that. And I'm trying to
That's the same attorney that you told, I won't mention his name,
Yeah.
but you did tell him to go in and to get an adjournment. That was it, right?
That was it. And Lou
So you mean to tell me, and see, this is why I have problem with public, and I'm not saying all public defenders are bad, but this is one of the reasons why I do have problem with public defenders. You mean to tell me you cannot go in there and do one simple thing and get an adjournment? Come on now.
And let me be clear, because Robin Stevens corrected me on this. He wasn't a public defender, he was a court-appointed lawyer, which means he's a non-paid lawyer, but it wasn't actually somebody from the public defender's office. He was just assigned the case.
Okay.
And when I talked to the man, it was almost like I was speaking Greek. I'm like, Devon's got this issue, he's got that issue. He's in the jail right now, and we're waiting on a competency.
Okay. And that is in October?
Supposed to be, yeah. And I've called the forensic center, no response yet. I've gone to see Devon, and I tell you right now, there's I won't mention this guy's name, there's a really good officer at the sheriff's department who called me because I said I was upset about Devon getting all his meds.
Mm-hmm.
And this officer said to me, I'm going to put you in touch with the medical coordinator, whatever her name is, and she's going to call you. She never called me. And I've called 3 times because I don't think Devon's getting all his medications. Yeah. We're waiting for...
I talked to his mother. He's not.
And he's got not only mental health issues, he's got heart issues.
Yes, he does.
He is at risk during COVID.
Yes, he is.
And the right place for him to be during this proceeding is in a forensic center with a bed, not being locked up in a cage.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And Lou Danner said to me I was being unprofessional by getting into it with him because Devon's a threat to the community. Devon is somebody who has been disrespected by the system. A young man like this with mental health issues has not been given the care that he needs.
Exactly.
And I will say this, and I hope Eli, I know I'm on his mental health court team, Devon Ballard should be the first person in that mental health court program in circuit court.
Yes.
There's documentation that this young man has problems.
Yes, he does.
And I want to tell you, there's more to the story than the police are letting on.
Okay.
And I won't get into all the details of the case, I'll tell you this. If you put an officer or 2 or 4 with a mentally challenged young man, they'll say anything after
Oh, yeah.
So...
I think that's wrong.
When Lou Danner says, I want a $100,000 cash bond, that is typical of what Brian Mackey has encouraged. He's encouraged the Lou Danners of the world to say, I want these crazy cash bonds, knowing this kid can't afford that. Okay.
What's the purpose? It was $25,000 bond at
10%.
First, then 10%. They had the money to get him out. Yeah. The day he was getting out, up the bond to $100,000 cash. This is a young man that's never, ever in his years been in trouble that I know of. And talking to his mom, I've never known Devon to be in trouble. And I understand things went south because Devon had letters from all over the country to play college football. When he found out that, because of his heart, he couldn't play. He just hadn't been right ever since then.
Sure.
So I think that it is what it is. He did what he did. We're not justifying what he did. We're not saying it was right what he did. Still to this day, you still don't have all the details, correct?
No, but I will tell you what I do know. There's a lot more to this story than what Lou Danner and that prosecutor's office is painting.
Okay.
It's a lot more to it. And how they can do this. I asked for house arrest.
Mm-hmm.
This family cannot afford this money. I know I'm working on the case basically for free because I don't want to see this young man be probably. We're working on a payment plan.
Yeah.
I'm working with her. I cannot in good conscience sit back and just let this kid become a product of the Washington County Prosecutor's Office. Now the good thing about that, January, when the Savage administration takes over, I think they're going to at least listen to what I have to say about these types of cases.
Yes.
And again, I'm not asking for a free pass. I'm asking you to look at the totality of the circumstances.
Thank you. Like you said, you ain't looking for no hookup. You ain't looking for a pass. Look at the facts.
And Lou Danner doesn't really give a damn the fact that it was COVID, that Devon was homeless at the moment.
Sure was.
Okay, he didn't get all his medication. There was history with him and the alleged victim. Now, all Lou Danner's like, you know what? Let's make it a $100,000 cash bond to make sure this kid can't get out and talk to his lawyer. And then I'm calling the jail and I can't even get him the meds. Okay, what are Derek Jackson, Kathy Wyatt, and Jerry Clayton thinking about that?
Mm-hmm.
Is it really good to keep this mentally challenged young black man in jail during COVID?
Mm-hmm.
When I go in there, Nate, and I've seen him 4 times so far, he does not know what I'm saying. There is a problem with his mental health.
This is what his mom told me. He don't know.
He cannot assist in his own defense.
No, he can't.
Hey, but you know what, Lou Danner? You just make your bond motions, buddy. That's fine.
Right.
That's
Did
got to
you tell
change.
him don't even talk to them anymore?
I have.
Great.
I've instructed, and I hope he listens.
I hope he listens because those some of those prosecutors in Washington County are just they rotten, and to take advantage of a mental ill young guy, that's just pitiful. It's terrible. Then you would interrogate this guy to get him to try to get him to make a confession, admit to this and that. When really he don't even know what he really did.
And you know, one of the funny things about Lou Danner is he's a black prosecutor, and he alluded to in an email to me that I wasn't professional. I don't know what it's like to be a black man. Actually, I'm the one fighting for the black man right now, Lou.
But if you don't, if he, evidently he don't know what it is to be a black man. What you talking about? You unprofessional. You don't know what it is. What's his name?
Lou Danner.
Lou Danner. You don't know what it is to be a black man because if you did, you would understand the circumstances. How you gonna? What? That sounds retarded.
And you know, one of the people that trained Lou Danner was John Vella. So put the 2 and 2 together here. Brian Mackey has created a culture of social and racial unrest.
Yes, he has.
For 28 years. And maybe Brian Mackey was a good man when he started. I don't know what he was like when he started. I'm going to tell you right now, the experience I've had with Brian Mackey, he's a piece of garbage.
Yes.
Okay? He has run over young black men and women in Ypsilanti who cannot afford retained counsel and destroyed their lives. That office has withheld HIDA from young offenders. They haven't looked at facts. They've disregarded past polygraphs. I am disgusted. And I hope to God that me and Eli Savitt are not going to be enemies in January. I hope we can work as a team.
Right,
you know?
right.
So I'm going to tell you,
right. You ain't playing.
I'm really, Nate, I got to tell you, ever since May 26th, I've always been passionate for my clients.
Yes.
But I didn't realize how many people in Washington County were underserved.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get it.
For years.
And wow.
Yeah, for years they have been underserved. And I say this all the time, Bill. I'm not saying every black man come through that court system, or black woman, or whoever, whatever color you are. I'm not saying everybody come through are innocent. I'm not saying that.
No, I get that.
But what I'm saying is that how they go about prosecuting these cases and padding charges and these excessive cash bills and all this type of stuff, and you know, interrogating people, getting people to, you know, make all kind of confessions because they so pressured, and you know, they threaten them, you know, you're gonna lose your family, or your mom or your daddy gonna lose the Section 8 if you don't tell me, blah blah. So they use all these tactics and, you know, circumstances and situations to manipulate a lot, especially the young black. They go out their way to manipulate them. I know a guy right now in Wayne County, 19 years old, that's fighting alleged rape charges. Him and the girl had a relationship. Then the girl comes over. Nobody heard anything. His mom name is Tamika Greer. I did an interview with her back here in the summer. And she's been fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting for her son. And they jammed him up.
Where's the case at right now?
Wayne County.
What? It's in district court, circuit court, do you know?
Circuit court.
Okay.
Yeah, circuit court, yeah. And so he's still locked up. The evidence, you know, the girl claimed she was raped and the other guy raped him, but there were family members in the house at the time. Nobody heard one word. The girl got up. I guess she supposed to have got up, left, walked out the house, went with her mom like nothing ever happened. And the next thing you know, this 19-year-old, he's getting arrested. They let his friend go. But the friend was supposed to, she was supposed to, you know, perform oral sex on the friend.
Right.
But they let him go and got him, this 19-year-old, looking at life.
Mom should give me a call. I'd like to look at that case.
I'll let her know.
I
Well, I had sent her to One thing, and I will say this about what the mom didn't understand was that prosecutors and attorneys talk, okay, and they laugh. When you got the serious, am I right?
Absolutely.
When the serious case going on, and I'm pretty sure you had some of your clients look at you like, Bill, what are you doing over there laughing with the prosecutor?
Right.
It's that's just what y'all do.
Yeah.
So I had sent her a good attorney, Alexander Taylor of Taylor Law Firm. And, she told me, she said, Nate, I just feel like she's, working with them because she's laughing and talking with the prosecutor. I said, you don't worry about that. That's just how that goes. So she got rid of her. So, and because Alexander, she called me up and words changed, blah, this and that. So, I'll let her know. She could get in touch with you. I'll let her know, and see if she got somebody and see how the case is going. But she's really out here fighting for her son, and there's so many people out here that don't have the money.
I will tell
and they're
you,
fighting, man. They're fighting.
It's amazing. And when it comes to CSCs, especially in Washington County, if somebody claims, a white victim claims it happened with no evidence, that's good enough for us. I have a case where these 3 women claim that they were raped 12 years ago. No evidence. And the police lost evidence in the interviews. And they still charge my guy with life offense. From 12 years ago.
From 12 years ago.
And ironically, this family is suing in civil litigation. They're trying to use the crim case to bolster their civil case. And here's a guy with not so much as a parking ticket facing life in prison. And the Michigan State Police in this case, I asked for more interviews. Oh, well, we lost him. Our machine wasn't working. So let me help get this straight.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Then I said, what if he took a police polygraph and passed? Well, we still wouldn't dismiss. Here's the funny thing about that polygraph. If you fail a polygraph and make admissions, they're going to use that against you. But if you pass a polygraph, quite often, at least in Washington right now, you don't care.
See, that's not cool.
No. What's the point of having? Why are the taxpayers paying for the polygraph unit if we're not going to look at it objectively?
So if it's in the favor of
the
prosecutor, then they use it. But if it's not, we still charge.
We may not use it. We may still charge. I had a guy.
See, that's just not cool.
He passed.
What's the purpose for it?
He passed 2 private polys. He went in there and he took a test with Mike Babbage, who's head of the Washington Sheriff's Department polygraph unit. And he nailed the Mike Babbage test. And they're still considering whether or not they're going to charge after he passed a test with Babbage. What are we doing here, guys? Because I'm at the point right now where I'm saying, you know what, guys? You're not going to ever talk to my clients. Just do what you got to do and I'll go to war. If that's what we're going to be,
right.
We can't even work together.
Exactly.
What motivation do I have to talk to the police?
That's right.
If you're not going to objectively look at anything.
Exactly.
All you're trying to do is get a lying confession or twist somebody's words or try to build your case. You're not looking to be objective. Here's what I love about Eli, because he gets this. A prosecutor's job is not to get a conviction. A prosecutor's job is to protect the community by analyzing the facts.
Mm-hmm.
And if the facts don't add up, you don't prosecute.
That's right.
It's that simple.
That's right.
I have a kid right now charged with a life offense for rape. The DNA comes back, it's not him. And the prosecutor still is not dropping the case.
Come on now.
Dead serious. This alleged victim tells the police, tells the nurse that her cervix was torn up. The medical report comes back, no injuries at all. Says that my guy did all these things. They did a DNA sample, nothing. In fact, my guy was excluded, and there's 2 unknown DNAs in her underwear. Not my guy, and they're still charging my guy. Where are we right now? And
black guy?
He's white, but the victim's white. So when a white female victim says it happened, that's good enough for us.
Gotcha.
Here's what we got going on right now. We have, when a white victim claims it happened, they charge. And when a black man breathes crooked, they charge.
Right.
That's what we're at. Right? The hell with the facts. Let's not even investigate.
Right.
Let's just charge people. Why not?
They breathe crooked.
You gotta wonder, some of these, and there's some criminal defense lawyers, this sickens me. you gotta wonder what the connections are with Brian Mackey, because they're making money by people being wrongfully charged.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping
It's a business.
I'm hoping under the Sabat administration, I make less money in Washington County, because you shouldn't have to go into your 401k or borrow from your relatives if you didn't do anything wrong.
That's right.
You shouldn't have to do that.
That's right.
That's not what we signed up for.
That's right. I didn't know until I started getting into this seriously. You know, I would say about a year now. Okay, been doing this for 2 years, but I did not know. I heard things about the Washington County court system, prosecutor's office. I heard a lot of things, but now to actually see it with my own eyes, this system is so out of order, so corrupt, so out of order, and it is what it is. Washington County has, to me, if not the racist prosecutor's office, is one of them in the state of Michigan. Because it's horrible the way they treat these people.
You know what's weird? I practice everywhere.
Right.
I got cases in 12 counties. And
Wow.
what you learn in certain rural areas, you would expect racism, and it happens.
Okay.
But in Washington, which is supposed to be known as a liberal community,
Exactly.
oh my God,
No.
it's not. It's liberal when it's convenient to be liberal.
Right.
You know, and I will say, and we've talked about this at length, when Eli won, there was a lot of people that are like, you know, we've had enough.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people that say, you know what,
Yeah.
Arian's a friend of mine. She's a very qualified prosecutor. But in my opinion, why Arian lost his election is it wasn't so much a vote against Arian's site, it was a vote against Brian Mackey.
Yeah.
It was a vote that Eli Sabat's out there protesting.
Yes.
Eli Sabat's trying to make change, and as much as people may have respected her resume, they connected her and Mackey. People had enough of Mackey.
Yeah.
Not saying that was fair to Arian, but that is how it came down on election night, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know?
And I have to agree with you 100%. You have to look at the way everything was just set up. You got the entire police force with you. You got
Entire prosecutor's office.
entire prosecutor's office with you. You even got the police union backing you.
Yeah.
And then you take money. And I know people say, here you go again. Yeah, but then you take money from, you know, the modern day Willie Lynch. And it's just not me talking, but it shows that it didn't sit well with the voters.
Yeah, and here's where I feel bad for Arian, because I think Arian's a great prosecutor. I'm going to tell you this. Mackey, in my opinion, knew he would have lost to Eli. Because he didn't have to retire when he did. He got the hell out of Dodge, because he was not going to have his legacy tarnished by a young man who had no prosecutorial experience beating him.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what would have happened.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, I think people had enough of Mackey.
Oh, yeah.
And usually the incumbent has such an edge. People are so sick of the Brian Mackey regimes. He's created the John Bellas, he's created the Ludanners, and others I'm only going to mention right now.
Okay.
And when I see people who I respect over there, it's almost like the people I respect. I mean, I mentioned Shoulders, I mentioned Amy Reiser, I mentioned John Reiser, Yasmin Went. These are 4 people that I think are brilliant legal minds, even if I don't agree with them. But for every one of them, there are some scumbags that have hidden under Mackey, and unfortunately, those scumbags like the John Bella have a loud voice because Brian Mackey's allowed this to happen. So, to the good ones, I hope that them and Eli have the same vision and they work things out. I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
I get a feeling there's going to be a house cleaning at some point because I just cannot see the things that Eli wants to implement. I just do not see some old school prosecutors being on board with.
No.
And Eli and I, we had dinner one night, and I said, we said, you know, we're not always going to be on the same side. He's going to want to kill me at times. I'm going to want to kill him.
Right.
Let's just be real. He's the prosecutor, and I'm me.
That's right.
But the fact that we can go over it intelligently, look at these things, and break things down, we don't have that right now in Washington.
Right.
And in January, I think we will have that.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, it's really funny how many defense lawyers, Nate. Now, think about this. Eli's vision is restorative justice. And what's that really mean? He wants to look at the situation carefully. He wants to look at the whole situation. How many defense lawyers not just went against him, but my God. And I'm going to tell you, things with me and Eli changed a lot on May 26th in my history, but the ones that were against him say he doesn't know what the hell he's doing, when he's doing things that may be beneficial to criminal defendants, it's really confusing. How much of an old boys network was it with Brian Mackey and certain lawyers in this community?
Yeah.
Was the fix in a lot of times? I don't know. I'm gonna tell you, I never stayed around for the politics. I would be going from court to court before COVID.
Right.
Now going from Zoom to Zoom.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And I never sat, and I knew a lot of criminal defense lawyers didn't like me because I was abrasive, I was aggressive, whatever. But I was always fighting for my client.
Gotcha.
And I looked at Eli's ideas, and yeah, he doesn't have experience, but his ideas are amazing.
Amazing.
You know,
And Washtenaw County voters feel the same way.
right.
You know, they're, and it's time to make a change. It's time to do something different. We've been doing this for just too long. Washtenaw County, I agree. I think eventually it's going to be a house cleaning down there. And I agree. I think that a lot of the old schools, you know what I'm saying, the old school ones that, hey, this is how we've been doing it, and we're going to continue to do it this way. And he's going to have a lot of them that's going to, you know, come against him and, you know, come against the grind or whatever. But at the end of the day, I just know he's a man that's going to stand on his own 2 feet and hold his own.
There's definitely a new sheriff in town.
Oh, yeah.
Let's put it like that. Yes. Unfortunately, the old sheriff is still the sheriff, but there's going to be
Exactly.
yeah, there's
Exactly.
going to be a new guy.
It's, you know, it's just sad. It really is, and you know, all the way around with, you know, like I said, with the prosecutor's office, you know, with the police officers, you know, and you don't really have much of that going on up here, like, say, if we go some other where, or Detroit, or some other city, you know, bigger city, of course.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can agree and disagree, but like I said, when you show people, you have this idea that people are a certain way and they're really, really for the community, and, you know, because they're out here doing certain things. But then you really find out who people really are through adversity.
And you know, Kim Worthy and I banged heads on issues.
Okay.
I'm going to give Kim her due. When it came to the Grady cases in Wayne
Yes,
County,
she did.
she called, and I'm sure you played a role in that. Minister Malik Shabazz played a role in that.
Yeah.
Trichet played a role. But
And
say
actually-
what you will,
Yeah.
because I mean, I think Cynthia Burton was a great candidate, a young upstart, and she'll probably end up being the prosecutor in Wayne in 4 years.
Yeah, when she retired.
Because Cynthia, she's a warrior, so I
Yeah.
have a great deal of respect for her.
Okay.
But I will tell you this about Kim. Say what you will, she was far more sympathetic. Now, she's
Yes.
185 APAs working for her. Mackie is 27. Kim took the time out to call, and we were talking on the cell phone regularly, going over this, thinking about ways to protect the Grady's. Kim realized, you know what? We got to do the right thing here. She got it. Mackie
I applaud her.
just did not even respond.
Don't care.
No, doesn't care.
Don't give a damn.
And
Flat out.
you know, and if you're going to tell me that the Grady case, the Grady L case, did not play a role in this election, you're blind.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, come on.
Oh, yes. It played a big role
Played a
in this
major role.
election.
And
Yeah, it did.
Eli Sabat being out there marching that he's going to. And, you know, can remember one thing, too, and I will say this, and people know that me and Aaron have been tight. He went after the police when he was running.
Didn't he do it?
He did.
Yes, he
He
did.
called them out for
He
things.
called them out when he was running.
That
He
took
did
a
not.
lot of courage.
A lot of courage. He did not sit there.
He didn't play
and
politics,
sit. No, he didn't play no politics. He didn't say the political correct thing.
No.
He did what was the right thing to do, and that's what, you know, and of course people don't criticize him, just like people criticize you. Anytime you want to do the right thing and you see, you know what, this is not right, this is injustice, we you know, come on, we got to do something. People want to look at you, you know,
Right.
like, why are you helping those people? Why are you concerned about those people?
And that those people, I cannot tell you the anger I have when people said that to me. Now they're kind of like, you know, I think a lot of people just think I'm going to the other side, if you would. You know, it's like, I'm just going to tell you, some of the emails and texts I got, they're just, all right, you know what?
Hey,
Bill?
you one of them now,
Yeah.
huh?
That's what has been said to me in text
Wow.
message. I'm like, if being a criminal defense lawyer should not just be about race, color, creed.
That's
it should
right.
be about defending your client.
Yep.
Somebody's freedom, you're playing a role in that. Okay, you have that power to potentially get somebody home, keep them with their family, keep them employed. The fact that we don't take that serious is a tragedy.
It is.
And
It is. It is. I'm excited for next year. I really am. I just.
2020's been a hell of a year.
Oh, 2020, man, this has been crazy. But 2021, like I said, I'm looking when Eli, the first day in office, and I'm just looking for him to just, go out and do what he's gonna do. Because we already told him a long time ago before he even ran for the prosecutor's office. Look, you don't do the right thing, we coming for you. We already told him that, because we believe, we as a people, and I'm gonna say black people, okay, we believed in him. We really believe in him, and we saw his heart, and what made the difference is Eli came around even before he was even going to be that. He thought about being a prosecutor. I was at the first meeting. It was a True Johnny, the Cream. You know who True Johnny is?
Notre Dame.
Okay, yeah, we were at his office. Yeah. It was me, True Johnny, Roxanne, Eli, Alex Thomas.
Okay.
And we sit down and we had a long conversation with him. That was the first time Alex was telling me about him, and then Alex introduced him to me. And I said, okay, let's have a meeting. So got that meeting, we sit down and we talked to him, and we encouraged, hey, come on, let's do this. And that man ran I'm talking about a hell of a race.
Yeah.
And you know what I like about him, Bill? He did it with class.
He did.
He did it with class. He wasn't into shenanigans. He wasn't into, I got something to say about your mama. I'm talking about your mama, your daddy, and your dogs. Ain't none, you know what I'm saying? He didn't get none of that. They said some of the most horrible, awful things. They called him racist. He don't give a F about us. And he this, he that. Remember, he's a privileged white man, and he's a Jew. He's Jewish. We don't need him. This and that and that and that. That's what's wrong with people that are color. You got to look beyond color. You got to become colorblind.
Absolutely.
And accept people for who they are. Not because you're white, you're black, you're green, or you're yellow. People accept them for who they are. Because it's good in all of us. Black, white.
I didn't understand some of the things that were said about him during the election. It was like, I've heard people say he keyed cars.
He
did this, and they said, "What do you think about that?" I said, "Well, I know the guy's working in Detroit. Then he's campaigning at night."
He stopped one of the candidates' car from running, so that they could get to work the next day.
It was really confusing, like some of the weird things that were said about him, and I'm like, when him and I were talking towards the end, when him and I connected, he was like, they're saying this about, they're saying that about me. He goes, I'm just ignoring it. He did, and when him and I were not seeing eye to eye on things at some point, he never told me what I wanted to hear. He talked about his vision, And I can tell you, with this mental health court team, his group's been emailing. We've been going back and forth. He's not even in office yet. He's working on things to better Washington.
He really is.
And he's still working his full-time job.
He sure is.
So you don't respect Eli Savage. You don't respect justice.
Thank you.
That's where I'm at.
Hey, I love it. That's right. My nephew was like, "What's wrong with you, Uncle Nate? You crazy. Why would you celebrate a prosecutor? You happy because a prosecutor got elected? He's a prosecutor." I told my nephew, you just don't understand. You just don't have a clue of what Washtenaw County got. We got somebody great. We got somebody that's going to look at people as people, not race, color, gender, or anything. It doesn't matter. You will be, I feel that when you come to Washtenaw County Courthouse, whatever the case may be, I think you're going to be treated as a human being now.
And I will tell you, some of these files, and a mentally challenged black man who was charged with a CSC when he was having an episode at the University of Michigan because a nurse says he hit her on her backside. And the cops requested charges and that was issued. And I gotta tell you, and his mother's mentally challenged. Things like that, I believe that when Eli takes office, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna say, I want you to see A, B, C, and D. And let's sit down with the prosecutor who issued these charges. Hear what I have to say, hear what they have to say, and then if we gotta go to war, we'll go to war. But there are things that have been done in that office that are absolutely horrifying, Nate. Horrifying.
Oh, yes.
And you know, what I'd like to know, I can't do a study on this yet, how many times has a black defendant had their case presented to the prosecutor and the prosecutor said no? Has that happened often? Not to my knowledge, I want to tell you, because Washington's jamming. I mean, you know.
Sure is.
My God.
Sure is.
And I'll tell you, Robbie Stevens, when she really educated me on a lot of things. She's like, Bill, there are things you don't know. And she sat down, when she was talking, I was just listening like, whoa. I didn't know this. I didn't know. And I really hope Lorraine wins. I know I put money behind her and I care about Lorraine, and I would say Lorraine and I have slightly different personalities, you would say, but she's a brilliant mind. We do need more diversity on the bench right now.
And we do. We do. And like I said, we got Rain, we got 2 candidates for family court, circuit court, Nick Ramil and Tracy Vandenberg, those 2 right there.
Tracy's a badass, isn't she? I can tell you right now.
Tracy. She got I'll put it like this: both are awesome.
I agree.
And for Tracy, I don't want to sound like a male chauvinist or anything like that, but I have to say what I have to say. That lady is tough. She's tough. I mean, I was looking at her and I'm like, this woman right here ain't no joke. She's no joke.
I will tell you.
She's a very, she's a strong lady. She is. She's a very strong lady.
A lot of respect for both candidates.
Yeah, I got a lot. Oh yeah, I got a lot of respect for her. I got a lot of respect for Nick Ramil. I think Nick Ramil is an awesome man. He has put in the work. He has put in the time. He's been around here for a while, and they're both good. That's all I got to say. I'm excited about the debate, October the 3rd. They are both, man. You were there. You were there, and it was that was a debate.
That was.
And see, that's why I tell people, you want to have a forum? I don't have forums.
Yeah, that was.
We ain't here to conversate. We here to talk about some facts. That was awesome. And I'm definitely looking forward to that too. And I want to announce real quick that September 26th, is that a Saturday? I believe it is. Because I don't want to give them the wrong date. Or is it the 25th?
September 26th is a Saturday.
All right, September the 26th. Just want to let everybody know that I will be doing the debate for the Ypsilanti Board of Education. So we have 3 candidates running for 1 seat. That's going to be at Reach Church, 401 South Adams Street in the city of Ypsilanti. And I thank my good friend, I love this man, Pastor Jason Robinson of Reach Church. Awesome guy.
Good man. Really good
He's
man.
just a good man. And I called him back. I said, I hate to keep bugging you, bastard. But I got another one coming up on October the 3rd. Well, you can do that there too. So back to back, the Board of Education is going to be on the 26th, and then the debate for the judicial debate with Tracy Vandenberg and Nick Ramil will be the following week. And then October the 17th, I don't know where at yet, but I will be doing the Ann Arbor board for Board of Education debate, and we have 7 candidates there. So
it's gonna be intense.
Yeah, it's gonna be intense. So definitely looking forward. And Bill, next week we make our preview.
Yes, September 5th.
September the 5th.
It's exciting.
Yes,
times,
September 25th. I want everybody. I want you all to tune in to 1440 AM WMKM out of Detroit. And the good thing is too, for the ones that it does reach up here. Okay, you can't. It does reach a lot of Washtenaw County, Ypsilanti, Ann Arbor. But to the ones that you don't listen to the radio, guess what? They told me that I can bring my little hookup in, so we still will be live.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. We can't interact with you though, because we have to interact
Right.
with the people on the radio. But me and Bill, starting September the 5th, y'all tune in, because I'm telling you, we making our debut at 9 p.m. from every Saturday starting September the 5th from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Going to be some real interesting guests coming on too.
Yeah, we got Eli. Yes, we got Eli Savick coming on.
Is Hathaway on yet, or did you schedule?
Hathaway, he can't come on the radio. No running candidate can come on the radio.
Okay.
But Hathaway will be here.
Good.
With me live.
Great candidate.
Yes. So
Nick Hathaway in Wayne County will be a
yes.
great addition to that circuit court. He's in the juvenile court right now.
Okay.
He's somebody that really cares about young blacks in Detroit.
Okay.
And he is amazing ideas. He's somebody I want on the bench because he sees what's going on.
Okay.
And he's a white guy of privilege, and he reminds me of Eli Savick a lot because he gets it.
Okay.
He gets it.
He gets it.
And that's somebody who, I mean, hard not to like that guy.
Okay. I'm looking forward to doing definitely an interview with him. But we got some good candidates some good people that be coming on the radio. And let me see, the 5th, Eli the 12th, the 19th, and I know the whole month is
Gonna be stacked.
It's definitely gonna be stacked. And then I know at the end of the month we're gonna talk about the Jeffrey Wright, that domestic violence against men that was
and that's
cut up with a machete.
And we're actually on that case.
Yeah.
And it's funny because during COVID, there's been a lot of domestic violence against men, and it's really coming to the surface. So, and Jeffrey won't get into details, but I mean, he definitely he was a victim.
Yes, he definitely was.
An undeserving victim.
Yes, and I'm just letting y'all know when I do put the pictures up, parental discretion.
It's definitely advised, right on that.
Because some people came, stumble, but I asked him, he said, yeah, put him up. But he wants to talk about how he was attacked with a machete.
Yeah.
And
it's insane. His story. I won't do a spoiler, but I'm just saying it's must-see TV on that.
It is, yeah.
Whoa.
Definitely, I definitely want to tune in there. So we got so much coming on and so much ahead. So, and I just want to say before we go out, because it's about, 8 o'clock? Yeah, before we go out, I just want if you need an attorney, Bill Amadeo, tell them where you at and how they can get in contact with you.
McManus and Amadeo, 2500 Packard Street, Suite 106 in Ann Arbor. I'm also a senior associate for Grable and Associates. They use our office. They have a Lansing firm. And heavy crim defense, but we're also doing a lot of wage law stuff right now because we have an estate planning member of our firm and some civil litigators. So we're building a nice team.
Excellent.
And everybody knows about me and Crim, but they're going to learn about Matt Manis on wage loss issues. They're going to learn about Jennifer Kelly on family law issues.
Excellent.
They're both rising stars, and we're working around the clock.
All right, you hear that? So I'm telling y'all out there, y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know y'all need y'all know y'all need an attorney. I always tell my brothers, hey, you out here, make sure you can you afford you an attorney. Because, seriously, at the end of the day, all jokes aside, if you out here, which there's so many other ways to make it out here, besides a lot of the ways, people, they hustle. I ain't gonna hate on nobody hustle. Some people feel like, hey, I gotta do what I gotta do. But when you do what you gotta do, you do risky things. And when you do risky things, things begin to go south on you. So all I'm just saying is cover yourself. Cover yourself and make sure you be able to afford Bill Amadeo. Because he is somebody that's going to fight for you. He is somebody that's going to be in your corner. I guarantee you. But I do want to let people know this, because a lot of people have come to me and a lot of people have talked to me. Can you hook me up with your friend? And I tell them, he's a paid attorney. This is how he make his living, okay? So he's not free, okay? And he is my friend, he is my brother, but this is how he makes his bread and butter. It's a job, He will work with you if it's possible, He would. I'm pretty sure you would do that.
I've never not worked with somebody.
Y'all hear that?
And I
But ain't nothing free though.
No, but I'll tell you what I'm going to charge the guy from Dexter versus the guy from Ypsilanti. I'm very emotionally connected to what's going on in Ypsi right now.
Okay.
I would not turn somebody away who made the effort. You know.
Got you.
I can't do 100 pro bono cases, but I promise you, I would never turn somebody away because they could come up with all the money up front. I would work with anybody that needed help.
Excellent.
We need to stand together right now.
Yes. All right, y'all heard from Attorney Bill Amadeo, so hey, I'm telling y'all, check him out. Make that phone call.
Don't forget your fundraiser tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that. Now, y'all show up, and I have to thank Bill before we go off because this brother from day one, I didn't know him from Adam, from E. I didn't have a clue, but we have developed such a brother relationship, and I thank God for him. He has been such a blessing to me. Just donating this office. Not only has he donated this office, but him and one of his partners, they're sponsoring Heart to Hearts on the radio, along with him, and we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about some real issues. So, thank you, man. I really can't thank you.
You're doing a lot of great things for the community, and I'm glad to be part of it. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been as involved with the Great EL case. That's what really brought us together.
Yes.
Because I Facebooked you. You know who the hell I was.
No, I didn't.
Hey, Mr. Frazier, how you doing?
You sure did.
I'm taking this case.
Yeah, you sure did it. Every time I look up, you're sending me. I'm like, why is this man sending me? Like, I'm getting ready to do this. I'm getting ready to do that. And I'm like, who is this?
I sent Nate my plan of attack on the Great EL case, and he's probably looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
But I knew what I was doing.
You sure did.
Okay. Let's just get that straight. We're going to do A, B, C, and D. I'm going to get Shatina and Dan the hell out of there.
Yes, you did.
And it was...
yes, you did.
I said it to the prosecutors what was too. They were a little confused by things. But justice will continue to prevail for that family.
Yes. Yes, it will. Yeah. So, join us September the 5th. We'll have some call-ins, and we're going to be talking about more justice in the courtroom. We're going to be talking about the Great EL family a lot more in detail. Yeah. And what's going up here, Washtenaw County. So people that live in the Detroit area and surrounding areas, Farmington Hills, all those type of areas and stuff like that, that you don't know what's going up here at Washtenaw County, you're going to begin to find out a lot of what's going up here with the prosecutor's office, what's going up here with our police force, what's going on in our community. And we're going to talk, one thing we're going to do always, Bill, we're going to give them facts.
Absolutely.
We're going to give you facts, no hearsay. So when we talk, trust me, you can bank it. Yeah. And take it to the bank, cash the check. It won't bounce.
It won't.
Anything else you need to say before we go?
Thanks for having me tonight. Looking forward to the 5th. It's going to be interesting.
Definitely. And meet me tomorrow. A lot of people won't be coming until probably maybe 1:30 or something, but we'll be setting up at 12. My fundraiser to help with airtime, to help with promotions, advertisement, that is expensive. Let me tell you how expensive it is. The engineer down there, he's like, man, I can hook you up. I can get you a package deal. I said, well, how much is the package deal? Well, I can get you your website, I can get you flyers, and I can get all this stuff for you, and man, I can make you look grand for $1,500. I said, you know what? I ain't trying to look that grand. It's expensive. So, but what I'm saying is, if Heart to Heart has been a blessing to you, if Heart to Heart means anything to you, just come out. Even if you can't even give anything, I just like to see your face out there. Just saying, hey, I'm in support of what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So it ain't always about the finances, but I need your finances though. But it ain't always about that. But still just come out and show your support. Thank you all. Love you all. Me and Bill will be back the 4th Friday night in September, but you also be hearing us, I don't know how often you're going to come down.
I want to be there as often as you want me there.
Okay. Often.
Okay. You're the star of the
Often,
show,
you know,
man. I'm
yeah,
number
but-
2 in
yeah.
command here, but I want to be there as much as you want me
often,
there.
yeah. Much as you can be there, I want you to be
I'll be there.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
there.
definitely. So, see you all tomorrow at Nike Park, Ellsworth Road, Ann Arbor. God bless you.
Good weekend, guys.